when one streamer disrespected a well-known gangster, and another found himself caught up in a dangerous situation over a careless comment, they quickly realized that fame doesn't protect you from real consequences. These 15-time streamers got absolutely destroyed on live prove that when things go wrong, they can spiral out of control fast. Aiden Ross was casually streaming when he began rapping along to a popular song. It was all fun and games, until he realized the song referenced a rapper's deceased friends, which instantly put him in dangerous territory. His friends on stream were quick to point out the mistake, but the damage was done. Aiden's anxiety skyrocketed as he realized the rapper's crew might be watching. The tension on the stream was palpable as Aiden quickly apologized, but it wasn't enough. The rapper, Julio caught wind of the disrespect and fired back on social media, threatening Aiden. Aiden scrambled to defuse the situation by going live again to apologize directly to Julio, but it was clear the rapper wasn't backing down.
R.I.P. to Bibby, and my condolences and my prayers go out to you and everybody involved in that one.
The situation escalated to the point where Aiden was left wondering how far things might go. Aiden's day got a whole lot worse from here, but the chaos didn't end there. Things were about to get even more dangerous in another confrontation that almost went too far. After his initial apology, Aiden thought the worst was over, but Julio wasn't letting go of the disrespect so easily. On Twitter, Julio made his displeasure known, demanding an even more heartfelt apology. Aiden went live again, this time looking visibly stressed and trying to fix things, but it was clear that Julio wasn't satisfied with just a few words. As Aiden tried to explain himself, Julio wasn't having it. He wasn't going to let Aiden off the hook just because the streamer apologized. The situation became more tense as Julio warned Aiden that there would be consequences if he didn't show the proper respect. Aiden, realizing the gravity of the situation, began to panic, trying to keep the peace, but the threat still hung in the air.
Third time now, so it's like, I understand completely, like, what you're thinking right now. You're like,
told you, bro, you good, bro. This the third time I'm being a bigger man. I can really be on shit, but I'm being caught. You get what I'm saying? I'm being going the good way about it because I don't want no problem.
It's one thing to deal with drama on stream, but when you get caught up with people who don't play by the same rules, things can escalate quickly. Aiden was forced to navigate the entire situation carefully, knowing that one wrong move could make everything much worse. But Aiden's trouble was far from over. There was another streamer who found himself in an even more dangerous spot, but this time, it was over a careless fashion choice. Neon thought his livestream would be like any other, but when he walked into a room wearing an all-red outfit, he made a critical mistake. Red is a color associated with certain gangs, and one particular gangster, CPM, didn't take too kindly to Neon's fashion choice. As soon as CPM saw Neon's outfit, the tension in the room skyrocketed. Neon tried to play it off, but CPM wasn't joking. The gangster warned him that wearing red in his presence was disrespectful and that he needed to fix the situation fast. Neon, clearly caught off guard, tried to de-escalate, but CPM wasn't backing down. The standoff became increasingly uncomfortable as CPM pressed Neon, making it clear that his actions weren't going to be taken lightly. Neon, feeling the weight of the situation, realized just how quickly things could escalate when you step into the wrong territory.
Trying to chat, let's go script, Mac. You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm telling you right now. Every time everyone clip it, I'm gonna go up to him and say, "Get him a whole let's watch." I'm sorry. What the? What the?
As CPM made his intentions clear, Neon knew he had to navigate out of the situation carefully. The entire exchange felt like it could have turned violent at any moment. Things didn't settle after this confrontation. Neon's troubles were far from over, and next, things would get even more heated when Neon found himself confronting someone over a mistake he didn't even see coming. During a casual stream, Neon made a huge mistake when he misgendered a woman. What seemed like an innocent slip-up quickly spiraled out of control when the woman confronted him. She wasn't having it, and the situation turned uncomfortable fast as she called him out on the spot. Neon, realizing his error, tried to apologize immediately, but the damage had been done. The woman didn't let him off the hook, demanding that he understand the importance of respecting people's identities. The chat exploded with comments, adding more fuel to the fire. Neon was caught between trying to fix things with the woman and facing the wrath of his audience, who wasn't helping calm the situation down.
I don't want to be rude. What are your pronouns?
She and they. Thank you for asking.
Of course, I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Mine is he/she.
Okay.
Thank
nice.
you. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great day, man. Or sir, or ma'am. Sorry. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You should be sorry because I told you my pronoun.
I'm sorry.
And,
I'm sorry.
I'm like, what's your angle?
What began as a simple mistake became a full-blown argument, and Neon found himself in an awkward position where he couldn't easily escape. The pressure was on, and the situation showed just how quickly things can turn sour when you're live with thousands of viewers. But if you thought that was bad, wait until you hear about the time a well-known streamer was caught up in a comment that nearly destroyed his career. Trust me, this next incident takes things to a whole new level. While streaming with friends, Kai made a comment about his friend's mom that immediately crossed the line. He made a joke about checking her out, which didn't sit well with his friend at all. The mood shifted from lighthearted to awkward in an instant, and his friend wasn't afraid to let Kai know just how inappropriate his comment was. Kai, sensing the tension, tried to brush it off as a joke, but his friend wasn't backing down. The situation quickly escalated, with Kai's friend visibly upset, and security had to step in to avoid further confrontation. Kai found himself scrambling to explain himself and defuse the situation, but the damage was done. This wasn't just an awkward moment, it was a reminder that certain topics should never be joked about.
What are you talking about, bro? What's one? Mama Frost.
Yeah, saying, bro. I be chilling, coming here all so weird, bro.
I'm not worried about the security guard, bro. You're not finna disrespect me in my house, bro. No, but don't put your hand towards me, though, bro.
I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch you.
That's one more time, bro. Listen.
No, I'm not.
You look at my mom's one more time, it's gonna be a problem. But God, I'm not.
Especially when you're live with an audience. Kai learned the hard way that there are boundaries you should never cross, even if you're just trying to be funny. And after this embarrassing incident, it wouldn't be long before another streamer found themselves in a heated situation, this time involving a well-known gangster. The drama was just getting started. Ice Poseidon was having a seemingly normal meal at a restaurant when things took a dangerous turn. As he sat at his table, a gangster approached him and began issuing threats, telling Ice to leave before things escalated. The man made it clear that Ice was being watched and that if he didn't leave, the situation could get ugly. Ice, visibly shaken, immediately complied, not wanting to risk the consequences of staying. But even as he tried to leave, things didn't settle down. One of the gangster's associates continued to stare at him, and Ice couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to go wrong. He rushed to grab his things, trying to avoid further confrontation, but the tension was thick.
He's staring at me. Oh God. He's bro. He's staring at me. He's probably gonna go to something. Oh, my wallet. Ooh, I dropped my wallet. Okay, I'm getting shot.
The feeling of being in immediate danger hung in the air as Ice quickly exited the restaurant, thankful to have gotten away with nothing more than a close call. Ice Poseidon's experience showed just how quickly a moment of calm can turn into a life-threatening encounter when you're not in control of the situation. But Ice wasn't the only one who had to deal with an aggressive encounter while streaming. Another well-known figure found themselves on the receiving end of an unexpected confrontation, and this one was about to get even more intense. Sneeko learned the hard way that rules are meant to be followed, especially when it comes to respecting someone else's space. While at Bradley Martin's gym, Sneeko lit up a cigarette, thinking it wouldn't be a big deal, but Bradley, who had already made it clear that smoking was not allowed in his gym, wasn't about to let the situation slide. He immediately confronted Sneeko, demanding that he put out the cigarette and respect the rules. Sneeko, seemingly unaware of how serious Bradley was, tried to laugh it off, but Bradley wasn't joking. The tension quickly escalated as Bradley became more forceful, warning Sneeko that he wasn't playing around. The atmosphere was thick with tension as Sneeko tried to avoid further conflict, but Bradley wasn't backing down.
I'm not playing either.
Actually.
Yo.
What do you want to do? Decide what you want to do.
Okay. Cigarette.
I don't like cigarettes in my man, period.
Bro, it was half a cigarette.
I know, but I'm not good. I'm not good with that.
It's
The
out.
joke's done. The joke's done.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I'll take that too.
What started as a small mistake quickly turned into a confrontation that had the potential to get much worse. Bradley's frustration with the disrespect was clear, and Sneeko was left trying to de-escalate the situation without making it any worse. It was a moment that showed just how quickly things can spiral when you're live and unaware of the boundaries you're pushing. But if you think that was intense, just wait until you hear about the time two streamers found themselves in the middle of a street encounter that got way out of hand. Duke Dennis and Davis from AMP were minding their own business, out in Compton for a quick trip, when things took a turn they didn't expect. A group of locals approached them, checking their temperature, as they put it. The two streamers, clearly out of their element, were confronted over their presence in the area. The group wanted to know where they were from and what their intentions were. Duke and Davis, both trying to stay calm, didn't exactly feel safe as the situation grew more intense. The group began to question their choice of clothing, with one of the locals pointing out that the colors they were wearing might not be suitable for the area. Duke, who was trying to keep things light, told the group that they weren't from around here, but the locals weren't convinced. The pressure built as they were cornered, and the tension in the air was undeniable.
Where you at? What you mean? You know where you at?
I don't touch it though. Like I understand, like, you know what I'm saying, you checking them and you don't gotta touch them and shit.
Hold on, nigga, check your temperature. Bro.
I ain't from out here though. I'm just saying, like, my home, like, he don't know on, so
the encounter could have turned violent, but luckily, Duke and Davis managed to defuse the situation by keeping their cool. However, it was a stark reminder of how quickly things can escalate when you're not familiar with your surroundings. The two streamers walked away with the lesson learned. When you're in a new place, it's important to be aware of the local culture and the people you're interacting with. That wasn't the only time a streamer found themselves in a confrontation that nearly turned violent. One more streamer had to face the consequences of something said live, but this time, it was a disrespectful comment that would cost them more than they realized. Aiden Ross has found himself in hot water once again, this time for something he said live on stream. During a stream with Duke Dennis, Aiden made the mistake of using the N-word, a word that immediately set off Duke. Duke, who was clearly upset by the comment, confronted Aiden on the spot. It wasn't just a casual conversation either. Duke pressed Aiden about his use of the word, demanding that he understand the gravity of what he had just said. Aiden, caught off guard by the backlash, tried to explain himself, but it was clear that his reasoning wasn't going to cut it. Duke made it clear that using the N-word, even if you didn't intend harm, was unacceptable. The tension between the two escalated as Aiden struggled to explain himself, realizing just how serious the situation was. Duke wasn't having it. He told Aiden that the excuse of peer pressure was no excuse for disrespecting a word that held so much weight.
You didn't know that I said it?
nah.
Sure, and I just didn't know how to react at the moment. I'm sorry, bro. I got peer pressure. It was my birthday.
It's not something that becomes accessible because it's your birthday.
100%. No, yeah.
You should have said that.
I shouldn't have, okay.
I think you should have said that.
Aiden, looking genuinely remorseful, apologized again, but it was clear that the damage had been done. Duke wasn't just going to let the issue slide, and Aiden was left with the heavy lesson that words matter, especially when you're broadcasting to thousands of viewers. But Aiden's run-ins with consequences didn't stop there. The very next streamer we're talking about had a wild encounter that took things to an entirely new level, and the fallout was even worse than he could have ever imagined. Aiden Ross thought he could get away with singing a song that disrespected Julio Fulio's deceased friends, but he quickly learned that what goes online doesn't always stay online. While live streaming, Aiden, unaware of the song's real meaning, began to sing along to a tune that openly dissed Julio's fallen homies. His friends immediately pointed out what he had done, making him realize the gravity of his mistake. Aiden's face dropped as the reality of his situation set in. The atmosphere on the stream shifted as Aiden's mood changed from carefree to serious. He apologized on the spot, but the damage was already done. The situation turned into a full-on panic as Aiden tried to backtrack and make amends. But you can't always take back words said in the heat of the moment. He quickly understood that his careless actions had put him in a dangerous position.
You finna die. That was finna die. On GTA. Oh,
you know them real people. You know them real people he talking about. He said who watch look big and get them real people.
Yeah. On GTA, you finna die.
That they killed in Florida.
This wasn't just a lesson in being mindful of your words, but in knowing what kind of culture you're engaging with when you're interacting with your audience and celebrities. The stakes had never felt higher, and it was a reminder that some things you just can't come back from. But Aiden wasn't done yet. Another interaction, this time with Julio Fulio directly, threatened to make things even worse. The situation escalated quickly, and Aiden soon found himself in the middle of a real-life showdown. After Aiden Ross apologized on stream, he thought the worst of it was over, but Julio Fulio had other plans. The rapper took to Twitter, posting a public threat toward Aiden, saying he wasn't joking around anymore. Fulio wasn't about to let things slide so easily, and he made it known that Aiden needed to be careful with his words moving forward. Aiden was rattled, and the threat weighed heavily on his mind as he took to Instagram Live to try to make peace. But the live conversation with Julio Fulio didn't go as planned. Fulio was firm, telling Aiden that the situation was far from over, even though Aiden had apologized. The exchange was tense as Aiden tried to explain himself again, but Fulio wasn't interested in hearing excuses anymore. This back and forth online conversation was more than just an apology, it was a warning. The situation had escalated from a social media slip-up to a full-on threat, and Aiden knew it.
Right now?
Yeah.
Just cut this out. Ooh, I smoke. Say it.
No! Hell no, you actually.
Look, Aiden, I'm not recording. I'm f***ing live.
But I'm being caught, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being going the good way about it because I don't want no problem.
The experience served as a harsh reminder that the internet might not always be as forgiving as we hope, and sometimes words can lead to real-life consequences. Aiden's apology didn't seem to be enough, and now he was in deeper than before. But this next streamer faced an entirely different type of confrontation, one that put his reputation and physical safety on the line. Kai was no stranger to drama, but this time, things went too far. While streaming, Kai was caught making a comment about Dez's mom's body, and it didn't take long for things to get heated. The comment was inappropriate and instantly raised tensions in the room. Dez, clearly not pleased, stepped up to confront Kai, making it clear that disrespecting his mother wasn't something that would be tolerated. Des warned Kai that things could escalate quickly, and the situation grew intense as Kai tried to defuse the situation. His attempts were futile as the pressure mounted, and things were about to get physical. Kai's body language shifted as he realized the gravity of what he had done. The threat of violence loomed large as Des made it clear that if Kai didn't respect his mother, things would not end peacefully. Kai's security was quickly on alert, but the scene was tense and the atmosphere thick with confrontation.
You look at my mom, I don't know what you think this is, bro. I don't know what. Yeah, bro. Get this. Yo, Cuddy, get this nigga off.
Wasn't backing down, and Kai was left trying to apologize for his careless words. But apologies don't always solve everything, especially when the insult hits too close to home. This moment was a clear warning that no matter how big you are online, you can't escape real-world consequences. But before you think the drama ends there, one more streamer learned that sometimes, even when you think things are in the clear, they can still spiral out of control. Neon, trying to be friendly, made a huge mistake when he misgendered someone while live streaming. He asked for their pronouns, but after being corrected, he continued to misgender them. What seemed like a small slip-up at first quickly escalated into a major confrontation as the person, visibly upset, called Neon out for his mistake. The situation turned uncomfortable fast, with Neon repeatedly apologizing, but the other person wasn't having it. The confrontation was heated, with Neon trying to explain himself but only digging a deeper hole. His chat began trolling him, mocking his behavior, and things took an even darker turn when the person returned to press him even further. Neon, feeling the heat from all sides, tried to calm the situation down, but his attempt at diffusing the tension didn't do much to help.
Now,
I'm sorry.
and,
I'm sorry.
I'm like, what's your angle exactly? Like, I'm just kind of wondering, like, you know, you came in up friendly and everything, but what's trying to accomplish here?
I just want to talk to you. I messed up. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean.
Good. Yeah. No, you're good.
I'm sorry.
You're
Thank you.
good.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
God bless. Okay. All right.
You too.
The pressure was mounting, and Neon found himself backed into a corner, both by the person he'd misgendered and his own viewers. It was a moment of public humiliation that left Neon questioning what went wrong, but as things were calming down, Neon soon realized that the trouble wasn't over. There was still one more confrontation to come, and this time, it would involve one of the biggest names in streaming. Kai found himself in a serious confrontation when a man known as the original chain snatcher confronted him during a live stream. The man challenged Kai by asking what he would do if someone snatched his chain, and the situation quickly became tense. Kai, unflinching, told the man that there would be consequences if his chain was taken, and the encounter quickly spiraled into a heated back and forth. The tension in the air was palpable as both men sized each other up, each ready to escalate things to the next level. What followed was a standoff where Kai's security team had to step in and defuse the situation before things got any worse.
What? What's good? Hey, love, God bless you, but have you heard the original chain snatcher?
Don't do that, because you will get boomed.
Nah, we don't snatch chains. We take them, we're gonna give it back. I just want to borrow the
Nah, you will get boomed.
The threat of violence was all too real, and the encounter served as a reminder that the dangers of being a high-profile streamer aren't just limited to the digital world. Kai had to take things seriously, knowing that one wrong move could lead to serious consequences. The incident didn't just test Kai's composure, but it also showed how easily things can get out of control when you're under the watchful eyes of millions. But even this moment of danger wasn't the last for streamers. Some of them had to face even worse situations, and the most shocking moments are yet to come. Neon's stream had barely settled after his earlier confrontation, but the drama didn't stop there. His chat became flooded with trolls, and the situation grew even more chaotic. The trolling wasn't just limited to his viewers. The person he'd misgendered earlier returned to press him further. The situation intensified as the person accused Neon of orchestrating the trolling, causing even more stress and confusion for the streamer. Neon, trying to stay calm, denied any involvement in the situation, but the accusations kept coming. He was caught in the crossfire between the online chaos and the person who had confronted him, each party demanding that he own up to something he had no control over.
It's not.
So why is it that your community, why is it that you and your community brought all these people into my channel?
They clicked
to try to troll me.
They clicked. Listen,
you had something to do with
I had nothing to do with it, bro.
The raid on Neon's stream and the trolling made the entire situation feel out of his hands. It wasn't just an online issue anymore. The pressure to handle the situation while live streaming created an intense moment that made Neon realize how easily a situation can escalate when you're at the center of a controversy. If you thought these were crazy, you won't want to miss what happens next. Be sure to subscribe for more insane moments from the world of live streaming. You never know what will go down next.